Welcome to our animated, short presentation of the Three Horizons framework of reward. As TR 2050 is exploring the future of total rewards, we have adapted this useful framework to suit our needs. This application of the framework will help to build strategies for the future of reward.
Hi, I'm Rima. Let's kick this off. The first thing to know is that I'm a virtual presenter created by artificial intelligence. I'll be helped in this video by Tony and Jackie. They're virtual presenters too. The Three Horizons framework was developed by Bill Sharp of the International Futures Forum. It's a conceptual model designed to help people connect the present with an unknown, desired, or adopted future. The journey from here to there is presented as waves of change and imagined as horizons. Hi, I'm Jackie. Take a look at this photo. This should help you understand the different perspectives of the three horizons. The first horizon is where the nearest hillside ends. It can be clearly identified as a place with life amid the trees. It feels real and tangible. This represents the present. The second horizon is the ridge of wood and hills that you see beyond the first horizon. It's more in shadow, but you can guess what it's like there. This is our second horizon, the predictable future. The third horizon is the snowy mountains at the furthest distance you can see here. It's far away, and you need to use your imagination to envisage what it's like there. This is the far future. All three horizons need to be examined to help make the right assumptions about the path that will lead us from the present to the far future. Now let's look at the Three Horizons framework as a graphic. The vertical axis of the graph represents the prevalence of something, or its fit for purpose. The horizontal axis is the timeline from today to a distant future. The first horizon is a blue line, the second horizon is a black line, and the third horizon is in red. Let's consider the blue line first. This is the current state. It represents the prevalence of current business, practices, policies, and conditions. At the start of the timeline, this is all the prevalent, current business as usual practices fit for purpose. Now look at the second horizon, which is in black. Now you're looking ahead a few years and considering, or anticipating, the predictable changes. Even in the present time, you're starting to spot trends, new technologies, and new solutions that will rise in the near future. Over time, these get more prevalent and replace the current way of doing things. Finally, the red line, the third horizon. This is the visionary but distant successor of both the current horizon and the short-term future. It's the unpredictable future beyond known science, technologies, and practices. In this framework, you need to imagine scenarios of unpredictable, unthinkable developments that will evolve over the longer term. Sounds tough, right? But it's not impossible.
Let's use this framework to explore the future of reward. All three horizons start now and span to a distant future. When considering the future of reward, the short-term future is 2 to 5 years and the distant future is in 20 or 30 years from now, heading towards 2050. This framework is a tool to help shape the future of reward. You can use it to frame and explore the right questions as you work towards creating solutions for the future. It may also present more questions than you have answers for. But that's okay too.
Let's consider the blue line, the current state of total rewards. It's how employers pay and incentivize workers today. As it is obvious from the shape of the curve, the prevalence of current practices, models, and structures of reward won't last forever. There are emerging changes that are already starting to challenge the way things are done in reward today. These may feel large, but really they're only a first step towards the larger, more seismic changes that will come. Along the timeline of the first horizon, pertinent questions are raised at key points on the journey. The answers will help understand current reward. They will also show you why reward needs to change and help identify the practices to retain or that simply can't change, no matter what is happening in future. Delving into these granular questions can be helpful. You will find these within the longer version of this animated video.
Now let's look at our second horizon, in black. Here you're looking ahead a few years and considering the predictable changes. Already, in the present, you're spotting trends, new technologies, and new solutions that will become more prevalent. You also know that societal, economic, and cultural factors will impact the approach to reward. At some point, the black horizon meets the blue one. At this point, two things can happen. Either the growing trends and influences will accelerate the erosion of the present practices and launch us into the second horizon proper. The other potential option is that the present practices will tweak again to adopt the new approaches, which will prolong the first horizon. Whichever road is taken, eventually the second horizon will see the emergence of new practices and approaches, shifting the world of reward towards something entirely new. Ultimately, the world will burst into a completely new age of reward, the third horizon. This is where the black line meets the red one, the third horizon. When your thinking is traveling along this second horizon towards the short-term future, key questions will lead to useful answers about the new, predictable changes to total rewards. New, alternative working practices will demand new ways of paying workers for what they do. The world of work will experience significant changes and reward needs to follow suit. Once again, these second horizon questions are found within the longer version of this animated video, when you're ready to delve in deeper.
Finally, the red line, the third horizon. This is distant and unknowable, but not impossible to imagine, because it will emerge over time from transformative changes, ideas about possible futures, and our visions of prevalent practices to come. It may grow from activity in the present that introduces new ways of doing things. It may also emerge explosively. Reward may be thrown into a completely new approach by a catalyst of some sort. It's the future after all, so no one can know for sure. But you can build scenarios based on informed assumptions and start to prepare for possible futures. The difference between the start of the second horizon and the start of the third horizon is the predictability. In the third horizon, the changes are currently beyond our imagination because they will emerge from visionary technologies such as the industrial metaverse, for example. You can't fully understand or predict these yet. It's not all about emerging technologies when you consider the future. You also need to consider what might be ahead in terms of the value systems of workers, societal changes, emerging socio-economic systems, and megatrends such as the globalization or the green economy. They are all drivers of the future of reward. All will be subject to unpredictable developments, inventions, and disruptive changes. On the timeline towards the visionary future, you are peering beyond the borders of known science and practice towards unpredictable technological inventions or opportunities. Questions will help to find the way. And as before, these questions are in the longer version of the video for when you're ready.
So far, you have assumed the horizons will move along as regular and predictable waves. Unfortunately, life is rarely regular and predictable all of the time. It's quite possible that the curves of the future of reward may be irregular, even erratic. Sometimes they may also be a bit duller and flatter. Let's look at an example of a different style wave. This new presentation assumes that the future of reward is closer to the current state. While most reward components and systems will change, the overall practices of the future will retain similarities to current practices. The first horizon moves very gradually. It doesn't change that much. This could be due to legal provision and requirements not evolving as fast as new ways of working or technologies. The second horizon will bring innovation into reward practices at last. These are important changes but are not seismic. Over time, the third horizon introduces greater use of technology into the reward practices. And yet, the fundamental reward philosophies and practices will remain unchanged. They are merely enhanced by technological developments.
This second example is much more dramatic. In this case, you're assuming the current state of reward will erode in our near future, and that changes will be major. The phasing out of the first horizon will be fast and intense as the working world changes dramatically and current reward practices become obsolete. In our near future, maybe next year, most of the current reward practices will change and be replaced. The second horizon will see a gaining of momentum. Massive changes occur and new practices will become prevalent, taking reward far beyond the current state. The third horizon will see technological progress changing this rapidly. You will also feel the impact of an upended socio-economic system, bringing massive disruptions to companies and organizations. Reward will be forced to adapt and transform completely. New approaches will take effect. Reward of the future will be nothing like what you do today. And that's it. the Three Horizons framework with a view to the future of reward. For more details about each horizon, specifically applied to reward, and some great prompts for the questions you want to be asking as you review each horizon, we'd recommend watching the longer version of this animation. But hopefully this short one has helped introduce you to the idea of the Three Horizons framework and how it may help your thinking. This video is designed to help you as you proceed in your journey with us to explore the future of reward. Together we will shape the strategies and frameworks we need to face what lies ahead and ensure reward is ready for whatever the world will bring.
This video was created and produced by TR 2050. It's a short version of the Three Horizons framework as applied to the future of reward. A longer version is also available on the website of TR 2050. Both animations are intended to aid reward leaders in their discussions and preparation for the future. TR 2050 is a think tank and collaborative development platform for the research, design, development, and testing of future reward models and practices. It's led by global senior reward practitioners, academic experts, researchers, and thought leaders. Visit the website tr2050.com for more information.